Now, this would be a hard feeling for most of us to imagine, but an elderly man in China recently told local media that he regrets contributing to his mother's death about 40 years ago. And that was during China's Cultural Revolution, a really terrible time in China's modern history. And even though he feels regret now, at the time, he actually didn't feel like he was doing anything wrong.
So at the time, Zhang was actually part of a group called the Red Guards, which is a movement led by young people during the 1970s in support of Mao's policies and the communist regime at that time. So basically, his mother had disagreed with Mao's policies, so he wrote her name down and gave it to the Red Guards, saying that she should be executed. And after 2 months, she was executed. Now, he did feel guilt inside of him, but he felt like he did the right thing.
And to me, this was kind of indicative of the society at that time. He was only 16 years old, but because of all this fanatical things that were going on to support Mao Zedong, he felt that anyone who opposed Mao Zedong would be an enemy, including his own mother. And he had actually worked together with his dad to help expose his mom, and it wasn't the only case that happened during that time.
That's right, because at the time, children were actually encouraged to denounce their parents if they were not in favor of the party. As the years gone by, he really came to terms with what he did. Sometimes he dreams about her, and he's saying that sometimes he sees her in his sleep, and he would hold her hands and say, forgive me, but she wouldn't look at him. And it's actually really sad, but he's only realizing it now, and it's a little bit too late.
Imagine a generation of kids being brought up with this kind of mentality where they can go and criticize the closest people in their lives. And since this news came out, Chinese netizens have chimed in on what they feel about it. And some people were saying, it was really a product of that society, but other people were saying he was responsible still for his own actions. But I guess as more and more people reflect upon that particular period, maybe there will be things done to make sure something like that doesn't actually happen again. So for many of you who knew about the Cultural Revolution, you probably already know about the cultural destructions that happened, but did you know it had impacts like this on real families and this particular generation of people who grew up under that condition? What do you feel about this? Let us know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.